poppin', beautiful people? Welcome back to the Miss Best Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best. We are here to go over our weekly review of The Valley. I do apologize. I'm a couple of minutes late. I was struggling to get out of work, but I am here. I am off. We are ready to do the doggone thing. But this episode was Reunion Part 2, Season 3, Episode 20. Which I am just like, I forgot that this reunion was 3 parts, but I do hope that everybody watching, whether you're a bush camper or a thug in hiding, I hope you consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel. You can also hype the video. It's an easy and free way to support the channel. I do appreciate y'all in advance, and I welcome anybody who is watching as well. Let me get to the comments because I see that our moderator is here. The moderator was on time. Okay, we're not going to sleep on AB because AB never, ever, ever, ever fails us. But I do appreciate you being here, AB. I did start watching Married at First Sight, y'all. The amount of love bombing and breadcrumbing that was happening is a lot. So I will be very excited to do my Married at First Sight review with you guys tomorrow. I'm going to do that at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be setting that live up after that, after this one. AB said, that's okay. I'm like, I barely got here. I kept trying to get here. And it was phone call after phone call after phone call. I'm like, leave me alone, Lord. So I ran here. That's why I look a little crazy on the internet today, but that's okay. Let's get into the Valley Part 2 reunion, y'all. We picked up with Jesse and Lacey. And Michelle is attacking Jesse's finances, which I don't understand why. Now, you have this parenting contract. You have something that's set up by the judge. So why complain about him when you could just take him to court? You just want to make him look bad because he's got the relationship that lasted on this show. Meanwhile, Aaron was a half-season wonder. So I'm tired of Lord. I'm tired of Michelle doing this with Jesse. I'm not saying he's the best, but it happens. I bet you if you were off TV, Michelle, you wouldn't be getting a drop of nothing. So be glad the cameras are there to protect you. She said, I can't with Married at First Sight. Hi, Lexi. I hope you are doing well today. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I agree with this too. Aaron was weird. He was very weird in a very creepy way. Something about him just felt very off to me. Now, Michelle's attacking his finances, and Lacey continues saying that she doesn't want to discount Michelle's experience with him, but she says that their experience as it relates to finances are not the same. And Lacey feels like, why are y'all complaining and talking about finances? Why are y'all coming at her saying that she pays for him and all of this stuff when that's just simply not the case? And I don't know why they think that because Jesse was one way with Michelle that he's now going to be that way with every woman that he dates. Sometimes people change, or sometimes women may not be dumb enough to cover his debt and stay married to him without getting a post-nup knowing that he was financially irresponsible. If I was Michelle and had the same complaints as she has about her ex-husband Jesse, do you understand that before the divorce, I would have been had my post-nup? You're not going to be running my credit into the mud. Because she keeps saying she knew he was that way, but she kept dealing with him. So it's like, girl, don't attack Lacey, who's new here. That doesn't make any sense. I just don't like that. I just don't feel Michelle likes that they're together. Like, I really think that's what it is. And Lacey says and brings up the question, did y'all ever think that nobody questioned Aaron about if Michelle is doing this or that and that and this? I don't care what nobody says and what Lacey was trying to say for those who didn't catch it. It takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to have a relationship and to end one, especially when you divorce. So the same way that I'm sure Jesse was awful to Michelle, I'm sure that Michelle was awful to Jesse in some ways. There's no one that's more of a victim. Unless Michelle comes out and says that she was abused or something by him, I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for her. I'm just not. But Lala kept interrupting while Lacey was trying to talk, which was annoying me because this had absolutely nothing to do with her. And Lacey ended up holding her own. She's like, at the end of the day got to end. I don't have the same experience as you. You can yell and scream and do whatever you want. and say whatever you want about Lacey. She said, I'm still in the situation and it's a different situation from yours. And Michelle just made this face where she was like, God darn it. Like, because she knew, like, when someone's saying to you, I'm not discounting what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that I had a different experience. What can you do? Because Lacey showed her, no matter what you say and what you do, I'm not leaving him. So stop talking. Michelle is just bitter. I really think she is absolutely bitter. I really believe that. Lexi, you thought Aaron was creepy too? So it's not just me. It's not just me, y'all. Listen, I think Michelle is now pissed off that she had to pay half of that $300,000. Yep. And all the money he clung to, trying to act like he was a big shot. Jesse is happy she's mad. Yes, I agree. I think she's really mad about the money, but you don't get to say, well, I don't care. I'm going to pay the debt so I can get out the relationship just to complain. Now you only have half of it and he still has to pay a portion. He's not your problem anymore. So if you're this mad, Michelle, leave the show or shut up or talk about that. Because I think everyone would be on Michelle's side if she admitted that she was feeling a way about the fact that she had to pay half of a debt that she didn't take. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of arguing with it. The Valley doesn't understand when to let stuff go. The Valley be having us arguing about the same thing. We're going to be 17 seasons in because it's a melanin redacted show. So Bravo prefers them over those that look like me. And she probably still be complaining about the same stuff. Like, I'm over it. Now, I regret to inform the subscribers of Mrs. Best Reviews and whomever is watching that I will not be discussing Tom Schwartz and his new girlfriend. I think it's wonderful that Tom has found love again, and I wish him the best with it. I don't care. Y'all just threw Tom in here. He's a friend of. He shouldn't even be on the couch, as quiet as his kid. Now, I'm also regretting to inform you guys that I have no desire to discuss the sale of TomTom. This is something that should have been discussed the VPR reunion. This is something that could have been discussed on Watch What Happens Live. Didn't care for it to be discussed on The Valley. Not everybody that watched The Valley watched Vanderpump Rules. So let it go. Let Vanderpump Rules be the most unalive thing that could be. Okay, the reboot failed. The show was failing before Scandival. Like, let it go, please. Lexi says, I hope Michelle doesn't put up with Dr. Dre if things aren't going well just for the benefits. He's been seen out with other women and they claim to still be dating. So she's putting up with something. And I think Jessie is right, girl. I do think that she might have signed some sort of an NDA based on how she's acting. It's just what I believe. Now we move on to Kristen and Luke's segment because they had a lot going on. And I'm not going to go over all of this because it's a little bit of the same rigmarole, but essentially Kristen's postpartum is problematic. She mentioned something called postpartum rage. And I need women with postpartum to understand this. You gave birth, your body did something freaking amazing and incredible, but it doesn't give you the right to act this way. And it doesn't mean people have to tolerate or accept your disrespect. That's what people need to understand. Okay. People are having babies all over the world and it's hard. But guess what? There's postpartum support available. We're talking about people that have access to resources on this show. Get the help and learn from it. That's all I'm going to say. But Kristen does seem to be somewhat accountable. But I do think some of it is postpartum. But if we think to how Kristen was on Vanderpump Rules, I think the other part of it is she didn't know Luke that well. She's had a baby with a man she's been with less than 5 years, and they're getting to know each other. But they decide to be messy, and Andy asked Luke, would he propose after Kristen got pregnant, knowing how she is like? And Luke he took a minute to answer, and he says they'd probably be taking their time. It's like, and he had a point. He's like, I'm not saying I don't want to be with her. I'm just saying it would be a very slow burn. That's fair. If somebody is calling you a bad partner, parent, insinuating you're a bad person, only wanting to party, that you're irresponsible, and just tearing you down because they feel like crap, that's not okay, whether they had a baby or not. It's not okay. I don't care if you're in therapy getting the help. It's not okay. So I can understand why Luke feels this way. And I'm tired of women trying the whole, listen, I'm for women myself, but we also need to hold each other accountable. Women are great. We are wonderful. We are powerful. but the stuff we go through will never give us the right to mistreat other people. It's that simple. It just doesn't. I also want to remind everybody that Kristen and Luke aren't even supposed to be in LA. When he got with her, he was like, I don't want to be here. I want to live in Colorado. We're going to have to go back to the ranch, the farm, or get the heck out of Dodge. They haven't really compromised. They're in the valley, which is smushed and smothered, and it's too many people. So I think they have more than one problem that's going on in their relationship, but they only are focusing on the postpartum stuff. Why? Because it makes good TV. I can understand that, but I also feel like let it go. Now, Kristen and Luke claim that they happy. She was like, oh yeah, we're happy. We're happy. Kristen answered every question for that man. I'm like, how happy are y'all for real? Like, how happy are you for real when you say these things? But Kristen hints that she doesn't want to live in Colorado. She don't like being in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, you're saying this after the baby. When he made it very clear before the baby that he wanted to be there. And you made it clear that you would be okay to move there and that you weren't ready. Now that you have the baby, you're changing your mind and jumping ship. Make a choice, Kristen. She's all over the place, y'all. She is literally all over the place. AB says that she thinks that Michelle is on the roster with Dr. Dre. Ciao. It's a roster. It's a roster. He's a billionaire. I'm sure there's a different one for each day of the week. Kristen has always had rage. Clock it. Kristen has literally had rage since she came on television. She cussed out that lady as Sir and got fired. She got into and did that chaotic stuff when she was dealing with Tom Sandoval. She assaulted James Kennedy at Sheena Shea's wedding. Like, Kristen has always had rage. And to blame it on postpartum, in my opinion, is comical for her. Like, I'm sure it plays a part, but she's always kind of been harsh to her partners. AB said, to me, Luke has come to love filming. He has changed since the first season for sure. He has. Season 1, he was into it with Jax. Like, I'm not interested in being these people's friends. I got my people in Colorado. Yeehaw. And now it do low-key look like he is enjoying filming. And nothing's wrong with that. I just kind of feel like, make up your mind, Luke, because sometimes it comes across as wishy-washy, if that makes sense. Whew. Is Luke working? Seems all he does is go fishing and drinking. Lazy. Listen, I don't know what Luke does, but he has some type of work that brought him to LA to meet Kristen. I'm wondering if being in LA has taken him away from the work that he was doing, if that makes sense. But it's difficult to know. It's difficult to know because we don't really see any of the cast working except Danny and Nia. If we're being honest, nobody's taking time off. I know Lala has her businesses and stuff, but a lot of these people we don't see working. Luke is mad he isn't getting X all the time now as well. Yep. But that's what babies do. That's why they say having kids does more harm to your relationship than good. And that's when you find out which couples have a true strong foundation and true love, because those are the ones that survive kids. I'm trying to tell you. AB, Michelle might want to slow down. She seems ready to quickly jump into a relationship with both feet. Girl, not just both feet. Both feet. She got on swim gear, goggles. She is diving. She is diving into a relationship. She did it with Aaron. From what she explained, things move fast with Jesse. And now she's with Dr. Dre. So I think you are correct in everything that you were saying, Lexi, in everything that you were saying. Now, they ask about the beefs that everybody has with each other on the cast. And specifically, somebody posed the question that was good to call out the hypocrisy that is Janet, Brittany, Lala, her pet, Jason, and all of this. And they point out, fans were like, Jason, it's interesting that you defended Jax's behavior, which was much worse than Danny's behavior, but you're not giving Danny any grace. And Jason had the worst response ever, which was, well, I tend to give grace to people who go to rehab. Bullshit, Jason. Everybody, including yourself and your wife, who's a fan of this show because she's thirsty, knows that Jax has gone to rehab since Vanderpump Rules premiere. Jax goes to rehab, goes to meet with Reiki people, therapists, and all these crazy things. And he does it when he feels like his job is on the line, not because he gives a crap at all. So I'm looking at Jason like that's not much of an excuse. It doesn't explain it. Just call a spade a spade. Y'all wanted to take down Danny. I do believe Danny and Nia when Jax was like, we need to take him down. But I also believe the side of Jason, Janet, and all of them, because Danny has showed us this season that if he acts a fool like this on camera, God knows what he's done off camera. And that could explain why the cast wasn't really messing with him like that season 1. But Jason, please, like anybody that has watched VPR knows that Jax Taylor does these rehab stints. So you got caught, and instead of being accountable, you said, I'm not going to say be sorry for, how I felt, but I'll be sorry for calling him a bozo and a clown. No. And that's the problem with you and your bitch wife. You don't understand that what you did is defamation of character. And if this show wasn't attached, y'all would be sued and broke. Okay? And that's the truth, because they signed arbitration clauses to be on this show. But you don't want to admit that, because if they admit that Jason's an attorney, he knows that now you've admitted it on camera, and the moment the show goes away, they can come after you. At the end of the day, Jason and Janet, this is why nobody likes y'all. If you're going to say something, at the very least, stand in it. But when people call out your hypocrisy, don't say, well, he went to rehab, he needed help. You don't give a damn about who needed help, because if that was the case, you would come at Danny with love and empathy and suggest and offer to take him to rehab as you did with Jax. But you don't do that. You attack his character while your wife disparages his character, and it makes a fool of SA victims like myself and survivors by trying to use that as an excuse for bad behavior. So no, I'm not giving Jason and his bitch wife no grace. I still don't like them, but I still think Danny does too much. But I still don't like Jason. I still don't like Janet. Brittany is sitting up there wishy-washy and shaped funny in that damn dress. And I have no regret. At least Lala is talking because she's trying to make money on the show. She had to pick a side with what she came in. So I'll even give her a pass. But Janet, Jason, Brittany, I think they are the devil, literally Lucifer on this cast. I think they're the cancer. And sometimes with cancer, you got to cut it out. That's all I'm suggesting. It's all I'm suggesting. Lexi Lean said, good point. Jason was Jax's buddy. Right. And Jax said awful things about Janet. So don't even come at us with he's defending his wife. Jason defended somebody who said crazy things about his wife. So they have ruined the show trying to take down Nia and Danny. They have. They really have. I wasn't going to do the Valley live. I'm only doing it because the subscribers requested it. If you go back to the beginning of the season, I wasn't doing this live. But we'll see. I'm going to give it one more season. And if we're still in the same, having the same storylines and drama, I'm probably going to drop the Valley, but I'm going to give it another season, y'all. I'm going to give it one more season. Whoever put Brittany in that dress did not like her. Maybe it was her publicist. I know that was mean. I know that was mean. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. But her dress did not fit her right. It doesn't fit her body. Her body still looked the same to me. I know people say she looks good. I don't see it, but I think it's the dress. But to me, her titties still look suffocated and massive for her body. I feel like she should just take everything out. Like, she can't really fix her face. She's kind of messed that up, but take everything out. I thought Brittany was cute without the implants. Nothing wrong with having itty bitty titties, and nothing wrong with being part of the little booty gang. Let's just love ourselves for how the hell we look, because otherwise you end up looking like Brittany Cartwright, and we don't want that. But I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be quiet. I think I just felt an aftershock. Y'all, we had earthquakes today here in the Bay. They weren't that big, 4.1, but my cat is in shambles because of it. He does not like earthquakes, and I keep feeling the little sway. So that is why the computer just swayed a little bit. My apologies, y'all. I live on an earthquake fault, quite literally. Moving forward, Jason refuses to apologize for the bad things. We went over that, but they get to Janet's comparison of Charles Manson that she made between Danny and Charles Manson. And at the end of the day, as Nia said, you said that with ill intent. No one just compares people to that. And you talk so much about Danny before he even did anything all season that you just look pathetic. You know how you say things, and I'm tired of Janet trying to make it seem like, yeah, that's why I said it, when it's very clear that you're a messy, mean-spirited bitch who causes problems with people and then plays victims and calls on fake past traumas as a way to get away with your behavior. Listen, if you wanted to pull the little woe is me, pull little white women tears, Janet, Bravo was the wrong network to do it. Sometimes you could get away with it, but the audience is used to variety, so it's not going to work. Stop. You are anything but a victim, Janet. You may have been a victim if what you said happened to you happened, but you're outside of that, you're not. So tired of this lady. I just don't like her. Yeah, my cat is like, why did the earth move? And he always knows right before one happens, he like looks up and around, and then the earthquake happened. I said, how is the cat faster at predicting an earthquake than my UC Berkeley Shake app? Because there is an app that tells you before an earthquake happens, but usually it tells you as it's happening or right after. That's the only way Brittany will have a storyline. Ciao. Brittany's a mess. Now, they discussed the relationship with Lala and some other things. And I'm just tired of discussing the same things with this group. And they do discuss Danny's bad behavior and treatment of Nia. And you know what's funny with this cast? Danny is damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. He admits that he talked to his wife crazy and that he doesn't and should not have done that. He admits to taking out frustration with his wife on everybody else. And I don't know. I just feel like it's just a hot mess with Danny. People defended you, and then the people that defended you, they still are forced to defend you a little bit because Janet and Jason and that whole side is wrong. However, it's unfortunate that people are defending you and your wife is going hard for you. Lala has said that at some point, like, your wife goes hard for you, and we have to respect it because that's what a wife should do. I know everyone's like, well, what's happening behind cameras? Sometimes people just act a fool when they're drinking, like Lala said, but I don't know. I just feel like it was good that Danny apologized and acknowledged what he did. However, as he apologized, people were whispering on the couch saying they're sick of him. They're tired of him bringing up his kids. And I'm like, does anybody on the cast have 4 under 4? Because I'm not a stupid bitch like Jasmine. Okay, I'm a person with no kids. And anybody who has a kid or two, don't complain to me about your kids, okay? Because just don't. But if you have 4 under the age of 4, you get to complain as much as you want. Complain when the sun come up, complain between each breath. That's a lot of responsibility for anybody, even if you have a 2-parent household. So I understand him saying that he be tired and stressed out. And I'm sure that being tired, stressed out, dealing with kids that are young, and then having to go film on a cast with a bunch of people who keep accusing you of being an alcoholic, which you might be based on how you acted, Danny. You just might be. It just doesn't look good. And you should probably drink less. I'm going to keep saying this. I don't feel bad for Danny and what he gets at this reunion or Nia, because listen, I appreciate you defending your man, but the way my man would not be sipping shit around these people, okay, not water, not nothing. I think it's a little odd that she still encourages him to drink and things like that. But Lala mentions that she was so uncomfortable and does feel that he is a good person. I don't understand why the people on the couch don't understand why Nia would not stick beside her husband. However, everyone questioning it either has a pet for a husband that's trainable with no fucking brain of their own, Janet, or they never had a husband, Lala, or the husband that they had, they married for fame and money, and then he turned out to be the guy that he was on TV, and now she's mad at the world, Brittany. And Michelle, who I do think plays in the middle and sees both sides, but she ain't got no man either, and she bitter as hell about it. So I'm looking at that side of the couch like, y'all just don't understand what it means to stick beside him. And y'all think because your situation, Brittany, was what it was as it relates to Jax, you trying to put that onto Danny so there could be another guy as bad as Jax. But baby, let me say publicly, Brittany Cartwright, nobody is as bad as Jax. Okay? Danny is not ignoring his kids when he drinks. Danny may have offended people, but Danny ain't cheating on people with his publicist. Danny ain't going to doing all of that. And I feel like that's what Brittany's thing kind of is and what she wants. Now, Kristen chimes in and explains that she was not okay with his behavior when she watched it back. Kristen, don't flip-flop. If you're going to stick beside him, stick beside him. Don't suddenly speak up. But I also saw Nia smiling. Like, yeah, see, my friend's saying this, I have no problem, which tells me Kristen and them probably were like, we're going to speak about this at the reunion so they can see that accountability is not a problem over here. But Kristen pretty much told Danny she doesn't feel like his behavior is okay, and she was mortified when she watched it. Lala made the good point of, Danny is one of those people who changes when they drink. A lot of people do. It doesn't mean you have to be in a program like her, but some people become different people when they drink. And she says that she feels like the group gave a lot of confusion to Danny, which I actually appreciated, because they complained about his behavior as if he was this awful person while still encouraging him to do the behavior, which was drinking, that caused his bad behavior. Why would y'all suggest him to drink and have fun if he can't do that around you and you be comfortable? I do appreciate Lala for admitting and saying to the group, y'all should have told him you're not comfortable when he drinks, and just been honest and said, listen, we not good if you do that around us. They act like they can't have a show if someone doesn't drink. Lala doesn't drink, and she wouldn't shut the fuck up and was in every episode, and she's new here. So I do wish the group would have been more honest, and I think Lala was rightfully in her place to say that. Let me get these comments because I missed a bunch. I'm sorry, y'all. American Born says, she has said she won't talk to him, but I bet she will for a check. Preach. Lala was there to put on a performance. What was her storyline? She don't have one. I'm not going to discuss her co-parenting with Randall because that's just Harvey Weinstein part 2 in a smaller version, allegedly. But Lala didn't have a storyline. She was just here to stir up the pot because nobody wants to discuss Janet. I think they knew that Janet did damage to the season based on what she did on that boat. And I think Lala is just here. I know Sheena was supposed to be joining the cast, and then that changed. But Lala can't give us a storyline. Randall doesn't allow her to discuss her first kid, Ocean. And Sosa, cute kid, but what else we going to do looking at her? I think Lala got pregnant for that surrogacy so she could be on TV, but then VPR went away and so, And for Kristen for saying she couldn't believe it, I said, well, child. Kristen is paying attention to the tabloids. Kristen is what I call media trained. Now, she was canceled and lost her job at Bravo for using the N-word and doing racially insensitive behavior and proven to be racist. She did the work. She fixed it. I think she's very aware and cognizant of what to do and say. Now, Stassi, from what I hear over there on House of Stassi, who also got in trouble for racism, as well as Brittany and Jax, Stassi's still acting a fool. Brittany's still acting a fool, but I don't think Brittany is racist. Yeah, everybody's flip-floppy. I think Kristen's just media trained. Kristen was playing dumb about not seeing what was going on between Danny and Nia. I agree. I think we all prefer Sheena over Janet. Because, see, Sheena has relevancy outside of the Valley. Sheena has company. Sheena has a story that we cared to see, a house that she's building, an Australian man that she found and had children with. I would prefer to see Sheena 10 times more over Janet. Janet and Jason can go. At least Brock and Sheena can be like a little bit messy. And I know a lot of people are not Sheena Shea fans, but she is better than Janet. And I hope they bring her back and get rid of Janet, or bring her back since Janet's in the group because of Sheena, and then make Janet a friend of. We don't need this much of Janet. I don't think that Janet will ever make it to where the reality show is doable or enjoyable for people to watch, because she doesn't know how to let stuff go or talk shit back and move on. This lady took it as far as bringing up SA that multiple people questioned just to get people back on her side. I would never use what I went through as a way to get people on my side or weaponize someone else. Like, that bitch, she can go. I'm like, I will never see it for Janet. I will never see it for Janet. She's a buzzkill. She's draining, and her face card, it can't even decline because the bitch ain't valid. I'm tired of this whole. I really am. I really am. Moving forward, Jasmine has a moment because she says she's tired of everybody in the group mentioning kids as a reason for their bad behavior. That part I agree with. Just because you have kids does not mean that you get to use your kids as an excuse for being late all the time or treating people with no respect, not respecting others' times, being assholes, grumpy. They're not an excuse for that. And nobody, I've never liked Jason. That's a bitch made man. I can't even call him a man. We'll just call him a bitch. BICTH, as Mama D would call it. But it's just a hot mess express. I done lost my placing my notes. Hold on. Because this is why I need to wear glasses, y'all, because I really cannot see anything. But Jasmine's complaining about these damn kids. And listen, Jasmine, if that's his excuse, that's his excuse. Why don't you just say, I'm never going to accept that as a reason? But instead, she's like, you guys make me not want to have kids because you act so miserable. Is it just them that acts miserable? Is it Michelle and them? I mean, you're in a group full of people who are adults. Everybody is divorced or restarting or married, and they have kids. If all you see is misery, then please don't have kids. Also, I'm sure to have kids, you and your wife don't have to come up with that $800 to go get the, what is it that Lala did, the sperm donor? You act like you're just going to have them randomly or something. Like, you can plan for it. You're in a lesbian relationship. Please, Jasmine. This is why people don't like you. This is why you didn't get a package thus far in a reunion. We don't care. Just be quiet and sit there. All she did was comment and snicker and say stuff under her breath. Jasmine be so thirsty just to have a moment on this show. It gets on my nerves. My husband just acting an absolute fool in the background. I don't know why. You want to say hello, Mr. Best?
Hello.
He's here. So someone asked Danny a valid question, and the question was, does he regret putting hate out onto the internet, which he did not do. All he did was like the hate that other people put out. But they asked him, did he regret putting it out now that he knows what it feels like to be attacked? And he explained that people have told him he should leave his wife, unalive himself. People have told him that they wish horrible things onto him. And I don't get why you would wish that someone that this woman is obviously wanting to be married with, the father of her kids, I don't know why anyone would wish him to not be alive, but I'm going to just call a spade a spade. It's probably the melanin redacted audience because they be going dark and doing weird stuff like that. Taking, things that go pow pow and making them go pow pow in school. I don't know why, but I think that's very strange. So I'm going to take the moment, regardless of what we say on this channel. Okay. Please don't be that weirdo that's going on social media and in the comments somewhere else attacking these people and bullying these people. It is just the show. And I feel like all content creators, when we see a bunch of cast members on stage breaking down and crying because they're already subject to personal opinion and public opinion. But then when public opinion turns into threats, I don't think that's okay. I find that to be strange. I find that to be weird. So please don't be attacking these people online if you follow this channel. That's really it. But, he tries to apologize to Janet and express emotions, but Lala was... It's like, shut the F up, bitch. Be quiet. What did he say in Titanic? Shut that hole in your face. Be quiet, Lala. Be quiet, Lauren, and catch the first thing smoking back to Utah. We are all sick of it. Be quiet, please. Now, he does eventually Lauren eventually be quiet, and Danny does apologize, and I think his apology was heartfelt. He did become emotional. And Janet, for some reason, was crying. I'm sorry it happened to you also. No, you're not. You're happy it happened to him also. The difference is Danny was attacked because of something that had to do with him. Janet, you deserved every fucking thing that came to you online, you raggedy hoe. And the reason you deserved it is because you was in some shit that had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with you. You were complaining and started shit with this man about something he did to someone else that did not impact you. And then he had apologized to that person and they had already worked through it. So there was no fucking point in you to bring it up. I will never be on Janet's side. Talk about me too. Girl, bye. Go bye. Go cry to your mama or a therapist, okay? Go back to the therapist that helped you. No, actually don't go back to them because there's no help. Go find a psychiatrist and figure out what's wrong with you, Janet. Jason lacks personality. He's a trained pet. I don't want to compare him to a dog because I actually respect dogs, but he's a trained pet. He reminds me of like a betta fish. I don't know if you guys know you can train your betta fish to do tricks. That's Jason for Janet. He's her pet betta fish. Fun fact, I used to have a betta fish. I named him Gail. I had another betta fish as well in a different tank. Don't put them in the same one. His name was Oprah. I had bettas named Oprah and Gail. Great fish. They're very smart, but that's what Jason reminds me of. Jasmine is pretty. That's it. There you go, girl. There you go, Lexi. You gave her a compliment. Look at God. Jasmine got something because she gives nothing, but she got something. But she is pretty. Her hair always looks good. I think she's a boss in real estate from what I hear in California. I would love to see more of Jasmine outside of this group. I don't think this group is good for her. I just don't. AB is saying hello to Mr. Best. Hello to the fool that lives here.
What's poppin'?
I don't think they can hear you.
No.
Because it does background, but I will tell them you said hello. I didn't see any tears. Janet had that napkin ready. I said, girl, ain't a tear there. And Candace Diller Bassett is one of the best napkin holders who cries that is out there. Okay. But even with that perfectly triangular napkin, we see the tears being caught in it. I didn't see nothing with Janet, but maybe the tears will teach her to watch her behavior. Sidebar, RHOA is causing people to lose their minds this season. RHOA could be back to the classic great format it was if they got rid of Shamia, Portia. I think Shamia and Portia need to go. And I think it'll be okay. Just let the new people have it. We don't need nobody from the OG RHOA. And just let Portia lead Ultimate Girls Trip or something. But she don't need to be here, y'all. My sister had one who got so excited when she was in the kitchen cooking. He followed her everywhere. I'm telling y'all, betta fish are so cool. I love a betta. I've been wanting to get one, but I have to move plants and stuff. I have a lot of plants. I like to grow things. I'd have to figure out where to put it. And then when I get a betta fish, this is my cat all day. Like whichever direction the fish swims, the cat is like. And I think my cat unalived Oprah the fish. True story. I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure he unalived that fish because he would watch it. And then one day he just wasn't watching it. And I went and looked and the fish was belly up. So I'm definitely, if I get a betta fish, going to do one of them plant aquariums so that he can't get to it. Because you can't come after my fish. My goodness. The fish will stalk that. The cat will stalk that fish and unalive it for real. I'm saying. Now, I love that everybody that comes on my channel loves pets as much as me because y'all never get mad about us discussing this doggone cat. And I'm here for it. I am here for it. Moving forward from all the online bullying and things, they mentioned Danny's behavior to Nia in Mexico, as well as the behavior when she dressed him up as a drag queen. And again, he admitted it. He apologized it. There's only so much we can do. And they ask if anyone else in the cast has issues with Danny, who's scared to bring it up, since they love to say that all season. And it seems like most of the people on the cast have brought up an issue with Danny. So they kind of made that a moot point. At the end of the day, you guys made Danny and his wife uncomfortable, and that is your responsibility. When Danny made the group uncomfortable, he apologizes and did apologize. You should have been clear, as Lala said, with him not drinking, and move on from it because you're ruining your own show and everyone's going to block their opportunity. Brittany, Michelle, Jasmine, Janet's betta fish pet, Jason. Y'all are going to unalive this show into a point where we can't even resuscitate it. Like y'all are going to unalive this show until we can't resuscitate it. Now, Jasmine's wedding day comes up, and this is where the reunion ends because apparently Danny may have acted a fool at the wedding. I am not sure if he acted a fool at the wedding because we saw the post and it didn't seem like anything went wrong with it, but I don't know. I'm concerned about where this is going. I am with Lexi. This season was painful to watch. Okay, if it was not for y'all who be in the comments and those of you who are watching from the bushes, I don't know what the hell I would have done with this show because it really frustrated me so much. But we will see if Danny acted a fool at the wedding next week. I guess Jasmine's wedding was not good enough to be filmed, but it was good enough to be discussed at the reunion. Which is absolutely insane. Oh, you're a cat lover, Lexi. I love that. That's really it, y'all, for this review of The Valley. I really appreciate everybody for watching, commenting your opinion. We can always keep these convos going in the comments, even when I am not live. Brittany gave that man almost 10K and he still left. I'd leave a bitch that was getting plastic surgery to come out looking like she never had it too. I can't blame the brother. You want to listen, women are smarter than men. Sorry, men. Sorry. Okay. There is no reason to be as dumb as a doorknob. Okay. Brittany needs to do better and stop thinking that cash is going to keep these men. Because as quiet as it kept, he should have been giving her 10K. Okay. But, you know, I digress with Brittany. I gave up on her intelligence years and years ago. But the next thing I'll have on this channel, we'll do reunion part 3 next week. I did pick up a show, The Double Lives of Suburban Wives. It airs on TLC. You can also watch on Discovery Plus, HBO Max. What else do I have? Married at First Sight will be tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am going to be live right now, actually, on James's channel. I am late to his channel. He's going over Next Gen NYC. But other than that, love and light to all you beautiful people. Let me know if there's anything else y'all are interested in me covering. And I'm going to see y'all next time. Shout out to AB for moderating. Shout out to Lexi for commenting. And I'll see y'all tomorrow on the channel. Au revoir.